We are glad to see you again on our channel. And today we have a review of a movie in which the boy Eli suffers from a disease that prevents him from contacting the outside world. The parents bring Eli to a closed hospital where the boy needs help. But in the process of therapy, Eli begins to notice strange things. He's not sure if he's sick. Eli is an 8-year-old boy. In the first scene, we see him going outside and running to his family in their garden. Suddenly, the boy begins to suffocate and is covered with spots. He screams, "Burn!" and falls to the ground. Eli wakes up. Mom asks him what happened. The boy says he had another dream. Mother clarifies whether it's the dream in which Eli recovered and says that he will recover. Eli is ill with some genetic disease. He gets covered with a rash and cannot breathe in contact with air, water, and much more. That is why the boy at home lives in a capsule in which the air is disinfected and goes outside only in a special suit. Mama Rose tells the boy that there is only one move left and that's it. Rose, she says, "I love you, you know?" And Eli answers that he knows. He wipes his face with wet wipes, brushes his teeth without water, takes pills and dresses. The father of the boy, Paul, pays for the stay at the hotel. He is told that the money is not enough, and he also gives his watch. He enters the room, picks up things, and Eli and Mom. The family goes to the car. Eli is watched by men vacationing outside and teased by calling him an astronaut. They throw firecrackers at the boy. Eli gets scared and falls on the asphalt, having torn a little suit. Paul tapes the hole to Eli, but Eli panics and Rose calms him down. Mom tells the boy to remember the smell of the birthday cake and blow out the candles, thereby provoking him to breathe correctly. Then Rose says to make a wish, and Eli wishes to beat the bullies, and then says that he would like Dr. Horn to fix him. Paul. The family gets in the car and leaves. On the way, Paul says that they gave a lot to go to the doctor. Rose says that Dr. Horn is the best and will help exactly. Eli is interested in tricks and asks Mom to think a card and then pulls it out of the deck. The boy gets angry and says it's not the card, and the mother just lies to please him. The family arrives at a house, a closed experimental school of genetics, where they will live during Eli's treatment. They approach the door and Dr. Horn on communication tells them that they need to enter and exit only through the disinfection room. She asks Eli to enter first, and then the parents. The boy enters the disinfection room, goes through processing, and then enters the house. Inside, he is met by Dr. Horn herself and her 2 nurses. Rose and Paul follow. Dr. Horn tells Eli that he can take off his suit because there are no germs in the house, and he is safe. Eli's mom says he's a little worried. Eli asks how long it will last. Dr. Horn says that the treatment consists of 3 stages and is called gene therapy. She says that Eli's immune system produces a lot of bad immunoglobulin. Eli adds that he has a defective gene, to which the doctor says they will fix. Dr. Horn tells the parents that they will be in one room and the boy in the other. Eli asks how many years she has worked as a doctor and if she has cured all of her patients, but Dr. Horn is evasive. The family hears noises, and the doctor explains that it's an air filter that can be heard because the house is old. Eli notices a glass door down the hall. The doctor says that the part of the house is not renovated and is therefore closed, and the door is sealed. Dr. Horn. Eli enters her room. It is spacious, with large windows, a large bed, and a wardrobe with mirrors. Dr. Horn says that the clinic is home to her, and temporarily it's home for Eli too. The boy inspects and then asks if the water is safe. The doctor says the water is completely filtered. Rose tells his son that he can trust the doctor and helps him take off his spacesuit. Parents hug Eli. In the evening, Eli takes a shower. Rose and Paul take apart things in their room. Rose says that the son was so happy when he took off his suit. She tells her husband that their son will recover and that they should just believe. Eli wakes up in the middle of the night from some sounds and sees an insect outside the window. Then he sees as if someone was breathing on the other side of the window. Eli gets scared and goes to his parents and asks to stay with them. The next morning, Eli goes downstairs, where everyone is waiting for him. He tells Dr. Horn that he slept badly because someone was breathing on his window. The doctor says it was a dream that is a side effect of antidepressants. She also says that someone was hallucinating, and that's all right. Dr. Horn takes Eli to the treatment room, and the parents wait outside. The nurses put the boy in a medical shirt, take pictures, and put him on the couch. Eli's legs are strapped. Dr. Horn says that all of her patients had immune system problems, and the disease manifested itself at Eli's age. The doctor asks Eli what makes him ill, and then says that the autoimmune symptom is that the body is fighting himself. She also explains that she will inject the boy with a specially modified virus that will repair his gene and restore the entire immune system. During the doctor's manipulation, Eli sees a ghost in the chair reflection, then loses consciousness. When Eli wakes up in the middle of the procedure, he says that it burns badly, but the doctor replies that everything is going well. After the procedure, Eli comes to himself in his room with a drip on his hand. The boy pulls out the drip, gets up, and hears some sounds from the window. Eli approaches the window and sees the girl outside throwing rocks at him. The girl waves Eli, calling him down to her. Eli comes down and enters the glazed loggia. The girl, Haley, asks if Eli has ever been on the street and says that he has a kind of allergy to the world. The girl asks what Eli likes to do. The boy reveals that he loves magic and card tricks. He shows the girl cards, but she says she knows a better trick. Haley turns away, and then a branch is set on fire on her hand, and the girl seems to be controlling the fire. Eli says he can ask his parents to come inside. The girl refuses and says something is wrong in the house. She also says the doctor doesn't like her. Haley leaves. Haley. Eli sees a ghost in the corridor on the way back. Then Eli and her parents sit at the table at a meal. Eli tells the parents that there is still a child in the house, but naturally, no one believes him. At night, Eli reads a book about magic tricks and finds there a trick, Burning Hand, that Haley showed him. The boy hears noises in the closet and sees the door open. Then he goes to the window and writes his name on the glass. But suddenly the letters change places, as if someone erased them, and the inscription turns into the word lie. Eli sees a child in the reflection of the wardrobe near the window and is frightened. His parents run to his screams. Dr. Horn puts Eli drip and says that it's all side effects of the drug. She then says that it is necessary to continue even after the second procedure, because before improving, Eli will become much worse. Eli is taken to the second procedure. He is injected with an injection and drilled into the skull to administer the medicine. The doctor goes to the parents and says that the boy had a reaction because the body rejects new cells. She says that the boy needs rest. At dinner, Eli tells his parents that Dr. Horn is slippery and makes him worse. Parents explain to the boy that good cells fight bad, and that's okay. Eli screams that wants to leave. His father asks him if he wants to go away and be sick forever or stay and get better. Eli wants to get better. In the evening, Eli hears Haley call out the window again. Eli leaves the room, but notices strange things. Ghosts, twinkling of light. He hides in the closet in the room. The closet shakes and Eli screams, "Leave me alone." Eli climbs out of the closet, which fell to the floor. The word lie has been scratched on its walls many times. Parents who came to the room see all this. Eli says that none of this was done by him. Dr. Horn says that none of her patients mentioned any ghosts. Nobody believes Eli, and the boy is angry. He runs into his room and hears Haley calling him. Eli goes to the girl. She says Eli looks terrible. He tells the girl about ghosts. Haley tells Eli about the boy who was here before him. He also talked about ghosts. And after the third procedure, Haley never saw the boy again. Eli says he has to get out. In the hallway, he is grabbed by invisible ghosts and pulled towards the door. Eli is without a suit and he panics. The boy comes to himself when the doctor bends over him and tells him to breathe. Dr. Horn says he tried to escape. Eli tells the doctor he knows about the previous boy and accuses her of lying. He breaks out and hurts his arm, loses consciousness. Dr. Horn tells the parents that she will give Eli the drug and they will begin the third procedure. Eli's mother says that she will give her son the medication. Rose goes to her son and says that she believes him, just doesn't believe in the supernatural. She gives Eli a pill and makes sure he drinks it. She hugs her son and leaves. Eli notices that the word lie on the closet is the numbers 317. Eli spits out the tablet he hid in his mouth. Dr. Horn burns the boy's suit. Eli meets Haley again and tells her about the numbers 317. The girl tells him that it may be the door code. Eli says he will go there to find out the truth when everyone is asleep. At night, Eli enters the ward, entering the 317 on the door. Rose asks her husband what he was talking about with Dr. Horn. Paul says that they must be prepared for any outcome. There is a chance that Eli will recover as well as not. Rose is angry and realizes that her husband lied to her. She screams that if Eli's life is in danger, she takes her son and leaves. Eli finds the documents of previous patients in the safe and opens it. He discovers that none of the children survived the third procedure. Eli runs to his parents, but the room is empty. At this time, Rose takes things to the car. Dr. Horn tells her that hiding Eli forever won't work. She explains that he will only get worse, and here is the chance to save the boy. Eli finds his father and tells him everything. Paul distracts the boy with a story about their dog, then hugs his son and injects him with something. The nurses and Dr. Horn take Eli to the operating room. The boy breaks out and wants to show the documents, but they have already hidden them. Eli screams that all the patients are dead, but their ghosts are here. He runs into Dr. Horn's room and sees a picture of her and the nurses dressed as nuns. Eli discovers a secret door in the room and enters it. Eli goes down to the basement and sees a circle in the center, as well as crosses. Dr. Horn and his parents lock him down. Eli screams that he can't breathe. The doctor says that he knows everything and leaves. After a while, Eli comes to himself and realizes that he is breathing normally and starts screaming to be released. Rose goes down to her son. She tells him that he never had allergies or illness, and she just made Eli believe it to protect him from the world. She also says that no one wants bad to Eli and he is not guilty of anything. Mom says that he needs to go through the last procedure. She realizes that Eli is not answering and goes inside. Eli hits her face and runs out of the basement. He runs and hides in a glass loggia. Paul and the nurses try to open the door. Eli sees Haley outside and tells her that he is not ill. He tries to break through the glass with a fire extinguisher, but he fails. Paul and the nurses come and pick up Eli. Rose finds in the basement a knife and the bodies of previous patients in a well under a circle. Eli is brought to the operating room. Rose points the knife at Dr. Horn and says she has seen the bodies of the children. Dr. Horn says that the therapy would work, but Eli has gone too far. Rose screams that the son should be taken away. Paul promises to help her, but only distracts his wife and restrains her, asking the doctor to help his son. Rose screams. Dr. Horn tells Eli that his parents have known her much longer. She also says the boy's illness comes from within, and he'll do a lot of bad things, so his soul needs saving. She starts praying. The light blinks. The doctor waters the boy with holy water, then takes the knife and carries it over Eli. Eli looks at the knife and directs it to Dr. Horn herself. Eli's eyes fill with blood. The boy uses his mind to lift the nurses and the doctor into the air. He asks his mother what he has been given and learns that he has only been given holy water. And that's all. Eli asks who he is. Rose says he's her son and his father is the devil. Rose cries and says that God did not answer her, and Eli's father answered, promising that Eli would not be like him, but lied. Eli sets fire to everything and takes Paul's life. Eli goes outside and sees Haley near a car that says they are half-siblings, and they have one father, the devil. The girl says she can take Eli to their dad. Eli gets in the car and takes Rose with him. She gets behind the wheel. Rose panics, but Eli tells her to blow out the candles, make a wish, and breathe. This is the American film Eli from Netflix. In the genres of horror, thriller, drama, and detective, the director is Kieran Foy.